talking about this viral video of a violent outburst on an American Airlines flight from Dallas to Charlotte. The woman is duct taped to her seat after she tried to open the passenger door while the flight was in midair. WCCB Charlotte's Trish Williford spoke to a woman on that flight about those frightening moments. Trish is live tonight from Charlotte Douglas International. This is a wild story, Trish.
Yeah, and Morgan, some passengers say the woman punched and bit a flight attendant on that American Airlines flight right before it landed here in Charlotte. And one woman told us the crew tried to do everything they could to calm her down. You can clearly hear the yelling in this TikTok video as passengers on American Airlines Flight 1774 from Dallas depart the plane at Charlotte Douglas International. And to the right, you can see a woman in a purple shirt with her mouth and arms duct taped as she sat in her seat. Beth LeClaire was a passenger on that July 6th flight. She says the woman was initially sitting right behind her. And as the flight took off from Dallas, she says the woman complained she was claustrophobic.
It was kind of like strange, talking about strange things to the man next to her. And then got really loud, and they were trying to, comfort her and give her water. And then she kept saying, we need to stop going up, up, up. And then she got up and ran to the door. She tried to open the door in the air.
LeClaire says this chaos happened 40 minutes into the flight from Dallas.
And then they, had to tackle her because she was trying to open the door. She was flailing and screaming, and I think she punched a flight attendant in the face and bit somebody.
Well, this incident is just the latest in an ever-growing list of reports by the FAA of unruly passengers on flights. The agency has received more than 3,000 reports of unruly passengers on flights since January 1st. But in most of those cases, passengers refuse to wear masks.
What we're seeing on board really is an outcome of the stress of this pandemic. People have been stretched to their limits.
And we contacted American Airlines for a statement about what happened here. They said, in part, the crew on board American Airlines Flight 1774 reported a potential security concern after a customer attempted to open the forwarding boarding door. The flight landed at COT and could be met by law enforcement and emergency personnel.
Okay, so y'all just heard that clip right there, and there's also another part to this as well, but I'm not going to play that. It's actually like a little TikTok video, but basically it was a young girl in the video where she was basically talking about how it was her mother that sat in the seat that was in front of this woman, and she was kicking the seat, making noises and being loud and belligerent on that flight and whatnot. You have got to be one of the worst passengers on any public transportation for them to duct tape you not only to your seat, but also your mouth. Well, I should have reversed that. Duct tape your mouth, but also duct tape you to the seat. So that's what you see right there. That's the duct tape across her mouth, and the duct tape is going across her, like the upper part of her chest to keep her restrained from what she was doing. They said she punched a flight attendant, she bit somebody, and then she tried to open up the door mid-air while they was 40 minutes into the flight. Now she's claiming that she's claustrophobic. Lady, if you were so claustrophobic, why did you even book a flight? You already knew that there was going to be a lot of people on that flight. It was not like you were in a private jet or flying alone. You already knew that you wouldn't be able to handle if you are indeed claustrophobic like you claim. You knew you wouldn't be able to be comfortable under those conditions. You knew it was going to make you freak out if you are indeed claustrophobic. Now, I don't know if she is or she isn't, but hypothetically speaking, if she is, why would you even bother? Like, that made no sense at all. But yeah, like, yet again, another Karen freak out style video. The last time I did a video about something on in the air, I think it was in one of my live streams. You had a Karen get into it with a flight attendant over the mask and hit that flight attendant so hard that she knocked out 2 of her front teeth. If y'all remember that story. But yeah, this is the stuff that you got to deal with in the air. I'm glad that, I've been on a plane a few times this year, and not once did I have an issue as far as dealing with a Karen on the plane. There was one strag though that was sitting in front of me because she was so impatient wanting to get off the plane. When we got to where we was going, I'm like, oh my God, why did you have to sit this person in front of me? Hopefully we are not on the same flight leaving out of here. And thank God we were not. But what I want y'all to do is, of course, react to the story down in the comments, but I also want you to tell or share with me any type of horror stories you've had to deal with as far as flying goes, whether, it's a Karen or whoever a child or whatever the case may be.